Have you ever climbed into bed at night, feeling that deep, wonderful tiredness, the kind where you're sure you'll sleep straight through until morning, only to find yourself waking up, once, twice, maybe even 3 times, stumbling to the bathroom in the dark? You tell yourself, alright, I'll just get back in bed and drift off again. But instead, you're lying there, staring at the ceiling, listening to the clock tick, and the night just slips away from you. Before you know it, the sun's up, your eyes feel heavy, your head feels cloudy, and the day hasn't even started yet. And you think, is this just part of getting older? Is this my life now? I get it. For so many seniors, those nighttime bathroom trips aren't just a small nuisance, they're one of the biggest reasons your nights are broken, your days are exhausting, and your balance, energy, and even your safety start to decline. Because let's be honest. When you're up half the night, you're not only tired, you're more likely to trip, to lose focus, to feel off balance. And that can change everything. But here's what most people don't realize. Something as simple as a banana, yes, a banana, eaten the right way, at the right time, could actually help you stay asleep, without those constant trips to the bathroom. And I know, it sounds almost too simple, maybe even a little strange. But the way this fruit works with your body, especially your bladder, might surprise you. In this video, you're going to learn the science behind why bananas can actually help your bladder rest at night, the exact timing and method to eat them so you get the maximum benefit, and the one mistake that can completely cancel it out. Plus, I'll share a nightly routine that's been absolutely life-changing for seniors who thought their sleepless nights were just something they'd have to live with. So, here's what I want you to do, right now. Comment "better sleep" down below if you'd love to get through the night without waking up 3, 4, even 5 times. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join us at Elderly Wisdom Guide, where we share simple, practical tips to make your golden years healthier, happier, and more confident. And listen carefully, what I'm about to share might surprise you. Because if you keep ignoring these nighttime bathroom trips, it's not just your sleep that's at risk. It's your independence. That's why, after you watch this video, I want you to check the link in the description for my 29 Days to Reclaim Your Confidence Challenge. It's already helping seniors everywhere feel steady, strong, and in control, before it's too late. Because I've seen what happens when you wait, and I don't want that for you. So, let's dive in. You know, my neighbor Helen, she's 74 now, used to laugh and say her bladder had its own alarm clock. Every 2 hours, like clockwork. She'd wake up, shuffle to the bathroom, and then crawl back into bed, praying she could fall asleep again. At first, she thought it was just one of those things that happens when you get older. But the truth is, there's more to it than that. As we age, the bladder doesn't hold as much as it used to, the muscle wall isn't quite as stretchy, so it fills up faster. And then there's the hormone shift, our bodies produce less of something called vasopressin. That's the hormone that tells your kidneys, hey, slow down making urine at night so this person can sleep. When you don't have enough of it, your kidneys just keep producing like it's the middle of the day. Add to that weaker pelvic muscles, the ones that help keep the bladder closed tight until you decide it's time to go, and suddenly, the urge is harder to control. Now, here's where most people go wrong, they shrug and say, well, that's just old age. Nothing to do about it. But that's not true. It's not about turning back the clock, it's about understanding what's going on in your body, and working with it. The first step? Start paying attention. Track how many times you're getting up at night. Write it down, even if it's just on a scrap of paper by your bed. Because until you know your starting point, you'll never know if the changes you make are actually helping. And speaking of changes, this is where something as simple as a banana starts to make a surprising difference. I remember meeting a gentleman in one of the senior fitness classes I used to visit. His name was Robert, 78 years young, full of stories, but always yawning halfway through class. One day I asked him, Robert, "Are you not sleeping well?" And he said, "Oh, I sleep fine, except for the 3 times I'm up running to the bathroom." A week later, he came back to class smiling. He told me he'd started having 1 banana in the evening, not right before bed, but about an hour and a half before. And within just a week, he went from waking up 3 times, to only once. Now, you might wonder, how could a banana do that? It's because bananas are a powerhouse of nutrients that your body actually craves, especially as you get older. They're rich in potassium and magnesium, 2 minerals that help balance the fluid levels in your body. That means less excess fluid sloshing around at night, waiting to fill your bladder. They also help relax muscles, and yes, that includes the muscles of your bladder. When those muscles are calmer, you don't get that sudden, urgent, gotta go feeling as often. And here's something most people don't realize: bananas contain tryptophan. Your body turns tryptophan into serotonin, and then into melatonin, the very hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. So, while your bladder is staying calm, your brain is also getting the signal to rest. Now, I know some folks worry that bananas make you hold on to too much water, or that they might make you bloated. But here's the truth: it's not the banana itself, it's when and how you eat it that matters. If you have it too close to bedtime, your body hasn't had time to process those nutrients before you lie down. That can actually work against you. The sweet spot? Eat your banana at least 60 to 90 minutes before bed. That gives your body time to absorb the good stuff, relax your muscles, balance your fluids, all without triggering an urgent trip to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And the beauty is, this isn't about taking pills or following some complicated program. It's one simple habit that you can slip right into your nightly routine. But, and this is important, how you eat that banana makes a difference, too. You know, my Aunt Marjorie is one of those people who will try anything once, but she's also quick to say, "Oh, that doesn't work for me." When she first heard about eating bananas at night, she gave it a shot for a week. And after 7 nights she called me and said, "Nope, nothing's changed. I'm still up and down like a yo-yo." But here's the thing, she was just grabbing a banana right after her salty evening snacks, and washing it down with a big glass of water. So I told her, "Marjorie, let's tweak this a little." I asked her to have her banana about an hour and a half before bed, pair it with something light, like a warm cup of herbal tea, and skip the salty snacks at night. And you know what? Within 3 nights, she called me again, only this time she was whispering so she wouldn't wake her husband. "I slept through the whole night," she said. "Not one trip to the bathroom." It's not magic. It's just about setting your body up the right way. Here's why the pairing matters. When you combine your banana with foods that help stabilize your blood sugar, you avoid those sudden nighttime spikes and crashes that can jolt your bladder into action. Even something as simple as a small spoonful of peanut butter with your banana can slow down digestion, giving your body a steady release of nutrients instead of a quick burst. A sprinkle of cinnamon works beautifully too. It not only tastes good, but it also helps your body process the natural sugars in the banana more gently. But here's where a lot of people mess up. They eat their banana as part of a huge, watery dinner, maybe soup, lots of fruit, big drinks. When you do that, your bladder doesn't stand a chance. You're loading it with more liquid than it can handle while you're trying to sleep. The better approach? Have your banana ripe, but not overly mushy, at room temperature or slightly chilled. Pair it with a little protein, and make your evening meal lower in fluids. That way, you're not filling your bladder to the brim right before bedtime. It's a simple shift, but it's one that can mean the difference between tossing and turning, and waking up feeling truly rested. And yet, even when you get the timing and pairing right, there's still one big mistake that can completely cancel out all these benefits. And sadly, it's the mistake I see most often. Not long ago, I got a message from a viewer. Her name was Elaine. She wrote, "I tried having a banana before bed like you said, but I was up more than ever. I don't think this works for me. So I asked her to walk me through exactly what she was doing. Turns out, she'd slice up her banana, sprinkle a little cinnamon, perfect so far, and then, she'd drink a tall glass of water right before getting into bed. Now, you and I both know what that means. It didn't matter how good that banana was for her bladder muscles or her sleep hormones, she just loaded her body with extra fluid, and her bladder didn't have a choice but to wake her up. It's one of the easiest mistakes to make, because for years we've all been told, drink plenty of water. And yes, staying hydrated is important, but when you drink a lot in that last hour or two before bed, all it does is give your bladder more to deal with while you're trying to sleep. Here's the simple truth. If you want the banana to do its job, you need to give your bladder a break. That means limiting fluids within 90 minutes of bedtime. If your mouth feels dry, have a few small sips, just enough to feel comfortable, but skip the big mugs of tea, the tall glasses of water, or anything else that's going to fill that bladder right before you lie down. These changes might seem tiny, just small tweaks to your nightly routine, but I promise you, they matter. Because here's the scary part, if you ignore nighttime trips to the bathroom, you risk more than just a rough night's sleep. When you're getting up over and over again in the dark, your body is tired, your balance is off, and your reaction time is slower. That's when slips happen. That's when falls happen. And one bad fall can turn into weeks in the hospital, months of recovery, or even a permanent loss of independence. That's why I created the 29 Days to Reclaim Your Confidence Challenge. In under 10 minutes a day, you can strengthen your legs, improve your bladder control, and get back the energy you thought was gone for good. It's simple, it's step by step, and it's designed for seniors just like you. The link is right there in the description. Don't wait until a fall forces you to act, start now, and protect yourself before something happens. Now, once you've got the timing right, the pairing right, and you're avoiding this one big mistake, you can take things to the next level with a full nightly routine that sets your body up for the best sleep you've had in years. Every evening, right around 8 o'clock, I have a little ritual. I take one ripe banana, not too green, not overripe, and slice it into small rounds. Then, I sprinkle just a pinch of cinnamon over the top. I add a spoonful of creamy yogurt, and I sit down with it while reading a good book or listening to some soft music. It's not just a snack. It's a signal to my body. By the time I'm ready to turn in for the night, my muscles are relaxed, my bladder is calm, and my mind is at peace. It's as if my body says, "All right, it's bedtime, let's rest." If you want to try this for yourself, here's the exact routine I recommend. Step 1, about 90 minutes before bed, have your banana with a small amount of protein. The banana helps regulate fluid balance and support sleep hormones, while the protein keeps your blood sugar steady through the night. Yogurt works beautifully, but you could also try a spoon of peanut butter or a few almonds. Step 2, after this snack, limit your fluids. This doesn't mean you have to go thirsty, just avoid large drinks that will fill your bladder while you're sleeping. A couple of small sips if your mouth feels dry is fine. Step 3. As bedtime approaches, set your bedroom environment for sleep. Keep it cool, dark, and quiet. A cooler room temperature signals your body that it's time to rest, and darkness helps your brain produce melatonin, the natural sleep hormone. Step 4. Be mindful of what you drink earlier in the day. No caffeine after lunch is a golden rule for better sleep. Even a little caffeine can linger in your system for hours, quietly keeping your brain alert when you want it to wind down. Over the years, I've met people who swear by eating their banana raw and plain. Others like to make it part of a smoothie earlier in the evening, blending it with a little almond milk and some oats. There's no single, right way, what matters is consistency. I know it's frustrating, lying in bed, finally drifting off, only to feel that urge again, as if your own body is working against you. It's more than just losing sleep, it's the feeling that you've lost control over your nights. But here's the truth, you're not powerless. You are not at the mercy of restless nights and constant trips to the bathroom. With a few mindful changes, the kind we've talked about today, you can turn those restless nights into peaceful, healing sleep. Instead of seeing this as yet another challenge of aging, think of it as a new chapter. A chapter where you're not just reacting to your body's changes, you're leading the way. Where you reclaim your rest, your energy, and the joy of waking up refreshed. And I want you to take that first step tonight. Try this banana routine exactly as I've laid it out. Pay attention to how your body responds in the morning. Because small changes, done consistently, create powerful, lasting results. And if you want a plan that goes even deeper, you don't have to figure it out alone. That's why I created the 29 Days to Reclaim Your Confidence Challenge. 29 days of small, daily wins that build into a healthier, stronger, more confident you. The link is right there in the description. Let's quickly recap. We talked about why nighttime urination happens more often as we get older. We explored how bananas, when eaten at the right time, in the right way, can help. We covered the best timing and pairing for lasting benefits, the one mistake that cancels out the effect, and a nightly routine that supports deep, uninterrupted rest. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Which of these steps will you try first? Or maybe you already have your own nightly snack or habit that helps you sleep better. Share it in the comments. Your tip might be the one that helps someone else finally get a full night's rest. If you found this video helpful, I invite you to subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide and give the video a like. Here, we share simple, effective tips to make your golden years healthier, more independent, and filled with confidence. And remember, every night you delay taking action is another night of lost rest, another day of low energy. Don't let that happen. Click the link in the description, join the 29 Days to Reclaim Your Confidence Challenge, and start today. Every small step you take now is one less struggle tomorrow. Thank you for watching, my friends. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.